Hi everyone, Namaskar. I am Dhiman Dev Chaudhary, President of Human Rights Congress for Bangladesh Minorities, HRCBM.
I am Shitangshu Guha.
My name is Dr. Adityanji. I am the President and Chairperson Board of Directors of the International Commission for Human Rights and Religious Freedom.
I am Shobosachi Ghosh Joshidar, a professor and attached with Probini Foundation that educates the poor and the orphaned in Bangladesh, West Bengal, Assam and Mizoram, and attached with Indian Subcontinent Partition Documentation Project, both of the United States.
I'm Divya Jain from United States of America.
My name is Devjit. I'm an Indian Canadian with roots in Sylhet district of Bangladesh.
I'm Dr. Sandeep Das, the grandchild of Bengali Hindu refugees from Sylhet and one of the founders of Stories of Bengali Hindus.
This is Prima Shaktima, and I am a Hindu from Trinidad and Tobago.
My name is Dr. Richard Benkin, and I've been fighting this fight for almost 2 decades.
আমি বিদ্যুৎ সরকার বলছি নিউইয়র্ক থেকে।
My name is Diaglang. My spiritual name is Raja Kumar. I'm living in Berlin, Germany.
The story of Bangladeshi Hindus and other ethnic minorities is a heartrending one. They have endured 75 years of massacre and pillaging from 1946 till date. It is a saga of unbounded atrocities with one goal in mind: to wipe out Hindus and other minorities from Bangladesh. The ideology based on which Pakistan unleashed a reign of terror on Hindus in the former East Pakistan is increasingly finding wider acceptance in Bangladesh.
In fact, 1946 Noakhali genocide and in 1971 during Liberation War Bengali genocide are both targeted Hindu killings, raping, forceful conversion, and a well-planned pogrom to cleanse Bengal of its Hindu populations. In Bangladesh, slow genocide is still ongoing. Hindu population of about 20% in 1971 became 10% in 2021. Pogroms after pogroms are ongoing to drive out Hindus from their ancestral land.
Demographically, 49 million Hindus have been missing since 1947 onwards, and the prediction is that by 2050 there won't be any Hindus left in Bangladesh. Women are raped and sexually assaulted. The places of worship are desecrated. Houses are being vandalized, and jihadi extremists are systematically targeting Bangladeshi Hindu population.
73 years ago, today, the United States General Assembly adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. This Human Rights Charter stands for the rights of every member of the world humanity. But still, there are a few gray areas in the world map from where the cries of the oppressed population have never been surfaced to the world community for justice. In that context, the plight of the religious minorities of Bangladesh is an untold story to the world community since last 75 years. Noakhali Hindu massacre in 1946, followed by the massacres in 1964 and 1966 are the landmark of black histories of East Pakistan. In those massacres, total estimated 500,000 minorities were killed. Unaccounted women were raped, and exodus 5 million Hindus to India. In 1971 Liberation War, 80% of the total victims were Hindus, and as such, it could be called Hindu genocide in 1971. After 1975, we have seen Hindus in Bangladesh have paying massively, whether in the failure of political party in the General Assembly or in the judgment of the trial of 1971's war criminals.
As I started studying our history, I realized that there is no nationality in the world who has suffered so much and censored their own genocide and oppression. Like the colonial British and Islamic Pakistan, The independent Bengalis also censored their history of their own genocide. Way back in 1989 in Desh, and then in 1991 in a book by the same name, Ei Bangla Oi Bangla, I wrote a chapter, Bangalir Amnesia, Sritilob Badhir Pratikar Darkar, or Bengali Amnesia, We Need a Solution for Our Memory Loss Disease. In 2005, my American students wrote a petition and organized a display on centenary of Bengal partition in New York. How many West Bengal and Bangladesh universities did that? The petition was sent to the heads of UK, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh and West Bengal.
According to the United Nations, 90% of the Pakistan's 10 million refugees of the 1971 Bangladesh war were Hindus. Senior Pakistani officers have admitted in a post-war judiciary inquiry that there were verbal instructions to eliminate the Hindus. The White House was aware of this fact. American diplomat Archer Blood had said, "We were harboring refugees who were mostly Hindus." I had a message from Washington saying that they had heard we were doing this and to stop doing it. I told them we would continue to do it. We could not turn these people away. They were not political refugees. They were just poor people, mostly Hindus, who were very much afraid that they would be killed solely because they were Hindu.
I am very outraged by the violence that took place during what was supposed to be a celebratory festival, Navaratri 2021. It is really shocking and shameful that peaceful Hindu people who are just trying to worship in their own way were attacked in such a manner, all because of a rumor. What is even more shameful is that there is not enough media coverage of this event, of the following events which occurred during October 13th to 19th of this year, which resulted in many deaths, injuries, and vandalization of temple property.
My forefathers had to leave everything during partition in order to escape the large-scale ethnic and religious violence against the Hindu Bengalis. Decades have passed, but still we can hear the news of genocide every now and then, as we have heard in the last Durga Puja. I meet a lot of Hindu Bengalis from Bangladesh here in Canada, and they tell me how they could flee Bangladesh from the constant threat of convert or perish. They also tell me firsthand the fate of middle class and poor Hindus who do not have means even to flee the country.
Violence in Ramu, Nasirnagar, Srimangal, and recent atrocious incident in Noakhali and some other 16 districts at the time of Durga Puja celebration are a few examples. In their ancestral land, today, pogrom effect of these Hindu minorities of Bangladesh.
If you were in the United States during the 1970s or 80s, you could not pass a synagogue without seeing a large banner reading, "Save Soviet Jewry." Our co-religionists were being persecuted in the USSR, and the American Jewish community realized that if we didn't do something about it, nobody would. And so we began a massive campaign involving the entire community, from prominent people to people you might see in the market or at the office, many of whom traveled to the Soviet Union, smuggling in religious books and artifacts so the victims knew they weren't alone. And when it was all done, we got more than 1.2 million Jews out of that communist hell and secured new rights for those who stayed. It was an important moment in the development of our community, realizing again that we did not have to take brutal persecution or the demonization of our faith and community. Neither do you. Stopping the ethnic cleansing of Bangladesh's Hindus can be the same moment for the world's 1.1 billion Hindus. Traveling to Bangladesh's large cities and small villages to comfort victims, confront miscreants, and gather evidence that I provide to the United States government and others. Good news, we won the first battle. People realize that Hindus and Hinduism are being brutally suppressed in Bangladesh. Some even realize it's part of a deliberate effort to rid the country of both. Not so good news, the international will to do something about it is lacking, and changing that is our primary responsibility. Effort without results is useless. The only thing that matters is stopping the carnage and saving lives otherwise lost or brutalized through rape, child abduction, land grabs, and more, all of which is enabled by a Bangladeshi government that creates a culture of impunity for attacks on Hindus. But realize this, the Bangladeshi government will never do the right thing simply because it's the right thing. But they will do the right thing if we make it too painful for them to continue doing the wrong thing. The key to that is their economy, and the key to that is garment exports. And the keys to that are the United States and India.
This is my message. I would love to see an end to this violence which has been going on for too long, since 1946. And now experts are predicting if it continues that there will be no Hindu left in Bangladesh. This is unthinkable. We should stop this and speak out so that this violence can stop now.
I take this opportunity to request the world community to raise voice against the ongoing ethnic cleansing in Bangladesh and work towards securing the rights of Hindus and justice for the community and marginalized people in Bangladesh.
West Bengal will soon experience the same if Hindus fail to be united and resist Islamic invasion. Oh, Hindus of West Bengal, think of your future generations. Wake up before it is too late.
Our Indian subcontinent partition documentation project wrote to West Bengal rulers to allow us to build a partition museum. But we didn't get any response. Unless we learn from history, history may repeat again. Let me thank for West Bengal Group in trying to remember our history.
This genocide did not happen in a vacuum, it has been ongoing. The victims and survivors have not gotten recognition, let alone justice. Time to recognize this justice, this genocide is now.
I would exhort the international organizations to work with Bangladeshi government, put economic and moral pressure on the Bangladeshi government to stop this genocide immediately.
If this genocide continues, this is yet going to be another country to become vacant of Hindus like Afghanistan.
আজকের এই দিনে বাংলাদেশের হিন্দুদের উপর যে জেনোসাইড হইতেছে গত 50 বছর ধরে, তার প্রতিবাদে আপনাদের সামনে আমি কয়েকটা প্রস্তাব করতে চাই। বাংলাদেশের হিন্দুদেরকে দে আর নোবডি ইন বাংলাদেশ, তাদেরকে 10% মাইনরিটি যারা আছে তাদেরকে মাইনরিটি স্ট্যাটাস দেওয়ার জন্য বাংলাদেশ সরকার সহ সবাইকে আবেদন করতেছে। নাম্বার 2, হিন্দুদের রিপ্রেজেন্টেশনের জন্য তাদের গণহত্যা বা তাদের ইয়ের জন্য পৃথিবীর কোথাও, ইভেন বাংলাদেশের পার্লামেন্টে কেউ কোনো কথা বলে না। তাদের জন্য বাংলাদেশে অবশ্যই সেপারেট ইলেকশন করে, হিন্দুদের মধ্যে থেকে ইলেকশন করে, হিন্দুদের মন্ত্রী এবং হিন্দুদের এমপি করে তারা হিন্দুদের কথা বাংলাদেশের পার্লামেন্টে বলবে। যেমন পাকিস্তানের পার্লামেন্টে পাকিস্তানের হিন্দুদের প্রতিনিধি আছে, আমাদের কোনো প্রতিনিধি নাই। 3 নম্বর হইতেছে হিন্দুদের জন্য সংরক্ষিত এলাকা থাকা দরকার, যে এলাকাগুলির মধ্যে ওই সংরক্ষিত সিটগুলির থেকে ইলেকশন করা হবে। 4 নম্বর, আমাদের অধিকার চাই এবং এই অধিকার আন্দোলনে যেন রোহিঙ্গাদেরকে যেমন বাংলাদেশ থেকে ইউএনের মাধ্যমে বার্মাতে ফেরত পাঠায়, তাদের সহায় সম্পত্তি সবকিছু ফেরত দেওয়ার কথা বলে, আমাদের সেই একই আইনে আমাদের বাংলাদেশ থেকে যেসব হিন্দুরা পশ্চিমবঙ্গে পলায় গেছে, রিফিউজি হয়েছে, তাদের সম্পত্তি ফেরত দিয়া তাদেরকে পুনর্বাসন পুনর্বহাল করে বাংলাদেশের সিটিজেনশিপ ফেরত দেওয়ার জন্য আমি জোর আবেদন করতেছি।
It's 21st century. Such brutality towards Hindu Bengalis should come out in open, and the Bangladesh government is responsible to come out with a plan to stop this genocide. But one point is clear. If we don't raise a voice together now, it's going to be one of us tomorrow.
Why the politicians and the mainstream media is silent on this issue? Should they not be speaking on it? Let's awaken them. Let's ask the questions. Let's ask these human rights organizations which says that they are there being made or established to save human rights. What about Hindu human rights? Let's raise a voice together. Let's save this beautiful community of beautiful faith of Bangladesh.
My way is the way of Dharma. no violence, the balance, spirituality, wherever it is possible, all beings to feel this way, a peaceful way. So I'm condemning all violence, all hurting, all cruelties against my sisters and brothers in Bangladesh. Please stop hurting our sisters and brothers. We are all connected by spirituality. So find the way of balance in yourself and you find the light in your heart.